recent Hot 97 interview with Ebro, Terence Crawford stated that uh, he's looking for the big fights, man, and he's more focused on Jamel Charlo than Jaron Boots Ennis. Okay, now Bud just won all of the belts at welterweight. Okay, there's a lot of it's a lot of interesting things going on right now between 147 and 154. Man, you got Jamel Charlo going up in weight to fight Canelo. You got Tim Tszyu waiting in line to fight Charlo potentially. That WBO is about to strip Jamel Charlo, and likely Tim Tszyu is going to be the next champion. You know, they're going to give it to Tim Tszyu. Terence Crawford wants to fight Jamel Charlo, moving up in weight. Errol Spence more than likely is going to activate his rematch clause. That's probably going to be at 154. So it looks like 154 is going to get interesting real soon. But Terence Crawford, 147 is, I mean, as far as the champions go, man, the dude is pretty much done at that division, man. When you listen to Bud, he says, you know, I'm not really. He's not saying that he wouldn't fight Boots. He's just saying he's not interested. He's interested in the big fights right now. Now, a lot of people look at it like, yo, bro, like defend your titles, and I understand, I get it, you know. But to be honest, man, it don't look like Terence Crawford's gonna fight Boots at welterweight, man. Boots, I've been telling everybody this before the Spence fight. I think Boots is gonna see those boys at 154, man. So what's gonna probably end up happening is, because he's obligated to take that rematch if Errol Spence activates it. So Boots will be waiting even longer. You know what I'm saying? So my recommendation probably let Boots need to fight some of these other dudes right now, man. I understand he want his shot at the titles. He deserve it because he's up there now. But at the same time, man, like I think Boots and Bozy, they were talking a little crazy not too long ago too. Was talking about, you know, Bud and shit like that about him and his fights, but what's gonna probably end up happening is Bud gonna vacate the titles, and then Boots and them gonna fuck. That's when Boots gonna get his hands on the belts, and then I guess when he goes up in weight, if Bud is still around, he'll probably end up fighting Bud. But I think Errol's probably gonna be around much longer. So the more realistic fight that we probably would see would be Errol Spence versus Jaron Ennis before we even get a chance to see Terence Crawford versus a Jaron Ennis. Okay, if that was gonna happen, that would probably have to happen either if Errol Spence doesn't activate the rematch clause, or it would have to happen after if Bud decided to be generous and stick around at 147 one more time, or go back down after the rematch with Errol at 154 and then fight Boots. You know, but I don't think Boots should be sitting around waiting for that shit, bro. He need to stay busy. Fight Stanionis, bro. You got Stanionis there. You got Alexis Roca. Got Blair Cobbs. You got Cody Crowley. You got, I don't even want to say Virgil Ortiz because we don't know what's going on with him, but got Keith Thurman. You got Ugaz. So those are the only real dudes that's left for Jaron Ennis is Keith Thurman, Yordenis Ugas, Mario Barrios, Cody Crowley, Blair Cobbs, Alexis Roca, and Amonte Stanionis. That's really it, man. Or maybe even put him in there with a Mean Machine. So that's like eight dudes right there that Boots could fight, man. I'm gonna probably make a separate video on that too. I'll probably touch on that later on in the week. But it should be real. This is rather interesting, man. Because a lot of people will say that Terence Crawford is ducking Jaron Ennis. You're gonna hear that coming up real soon. You know, I kind of look at it both ways. Like Boots do deserve a shot at the titles. That doesn't mean he deserves that Terence Crawford got to sit around and wait for him either when other stuff is going on. You know what I mean? That's not really Boots' fault. You know, I ain't blaming Boots. But that's just the way shit went. You know, the division, back and forth, the holding up. Like these dudes was taking forever to fight, and that was holding up the division almost. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, they the only ones that had the belts for all these years. So I could kind of see why dudes is a little irritated and shit like that. But truth is just the timing was bad. So he don't have to wait on that fight with. Like I said, him and Bud. I'll be surprised if Bud. I think what happens is with Errol, with Boots and Bud, it's all riding on that Spence rematch, bro. I think that's what's gonna happen. If Spence don't activate the rematch clause, I could see Terence Crawford probably saying, you know what, fuck it. Canelo is mixing it up with what's her name right now. I think then that will open up two doors for Terence Crawford. Either stay at welterweight and fight and defend his titles against Jaron Ennis, or go to 154 and fight Tim Tszyu for the WBO. That's the only thing I can really think of, man. And overall, I think Bud probably got a good four fights left in him, man. Maybe 4 more fights. The Spence rematch is questionable, but maybe 4 or 5 more fights. Bud is probably gonna be done with boxing. And I would have to say, if I was gonna give a wild guess, those fights would be the Spence rematch, Tim Tszyu, Jaron Ennis, maybe a Jamel Charlo. Those are probably it. There's probably gonna be like 4 more fights. And if it's a 5th fight, shit, I don't even know who would the 5th fighter be. Maybe a light touch, maybe a Tony Harrison or something like that. And then I think Bud will probably close his career out. But we'll see how it all goes, man. This Rebel Life Boxing. Let me know what you think. And I'll catch y'all later.